Hey you, how's it going? It's me, Zoe Robic, and today we're continuing on with the lady's choice, and this nastiness man came inside my home for some unknown reason, and I think he's going to ask me for my hand in marriage. I remain silent, his answer made obvious when he takes the seat opposite me and settles himself in. I try not to let the disappointment show on my face and sit down as well. Lady Ashbourne is not with you today? No, she's out on the lot. Why am I making sure they sing? No, she's out with a friend. He gives a satisfied nod and glances about the room. It is quite a sparsely decorated space, considering the wealth of your family. We do not feel the need to flaunt our wealth through trinkets, Lord Huntington. He either does not understand the insult or ignores it, his intention focusing back on me intently. The purpose of my visit cannot be lost on you. Actually, I'm at a complete loss as to why you should be calling. I would have thought after last night it would be obvious. What, are you gonna try and kill me? Because you broke my heart? Well, you caused the breaking of my heart. Basically. Because if I say you broke my heart, it sounds like I, liked you, but that was never the case. A nervousness begins to coil around me, my limbs stiffening with tension. No mind, Miss Buttersworth. I am much prefer a lady who is coy with her thoughts. I barely hold back the grimace from my face. I have come to further discuss what we spoke of last night. I did not know. My words are cut short as the man stands from his place and moves towards me. He takes the free cushion beside me, his face contorting into pain for a moment as he sits on my needlework. Thank you. He grabs the stitching from beneath him and chucks it onto the table. Oh, that's rude. Lord Huntington, this is not at all appropriate. I make the stand, but he grabs my hand and tugs me back down. Bro. No. Miss Buttersworth, we have spoken before on the topic of marriage, and I believe I repeatedly given my negative thoughts on the subject. With your title, name, and connections paired with my own, we could create a partnership of immense proportions. I tried to tug my hand free, but he claps his other one over it as well. From the moment I saw you this season, I knew I would have you for my wife. No. That is not happening. Bye-bye. It is true, you seem strangely opposed to such an idea, but I never give up on acquiring anything I wish. I'm not a thing. Excuse me? And you're not even marrying me. You're marrying my title and wealth, so I don't care. If I had no title and wealth, you would not be interested, so I don't. Bye. The opposite. No, not the opposite. Oh, yeah, the opposite goes for Blake. If I didn't have my title and wealth, he wouldn't care. I miss Blake. Where's Blake? A sudden anger rises at me at his words. That was horrible. The heat of it coursing through me like embers lighting a fire. To clarify my intent at this moment, Miss Buttersworth, I am here to formally gain your hand in marriage. I know what you're doing. I just can't find out why. I know why. I just don't want to. I'm sorry, but I cannot accept. I would never expect. Okay, that's a little too rude. Instead of why I should accept, it would be a good match, but I cannot. I'm sorry, Lord Huntington, but I cannot accept because I hate your freaking guts. I managed to tug my hand from his and stand from my place, walking to the opposite side of the room. You cannot accept? I've never heard anything so ridiculous. It is your duty in society and to your family to accept such a prospect. There is no cannot involved in this situation. He speaks of family, but I can see he is most angered by the fact of the refusal. It's now quite obvious that very, very few people ever say no to this man. My family would not wish me to marry such a vicious brute. What you did to Captain Blake last night was abhorrent. I can't stop the angered words pouring from me. Blake, that boorish captain. He stands now, his fist clenched at his eyes. I swear, this guy hits me. It's a 1-2. You were turning me down over a trifling mishap with that oath. It was far from a trifling mishap. If you would wish any woman's hand, you would do well to take a lesson from the captain in how to conduct yourself. I bite back the rest of the rage that threatens to pour from me, taking a deep breath. You have my answer, Lord Huntington. Good day to you. I gestured to the yeah, bye. Go to the door. It's so wide open. I gestured to the door, keeping my gaze as steady as I could manage. His knuckles are white, his jaw clenched so tight I wonder if he will chip a tooth. You cannot truly be extracting some of my stature for the fortune of a man so low. I say nothing, look away from him. What? I can do as I like. I can. I'm rejecting you because of you. I'm rejecting you because of you. Whatever he was going to say next is cut off as I speak, confusion then understanding hitting him. Do you truly believe that any woman could marry someone who takes such glee in bringing others down? I wonder if your thoughts on the subject would be so strong if I had not asked so many questions of the man in the game. I let out a sharp breath in order to keep myself from retorting. Please leave. If my quarry goes to a man so below my own station, I would be a laughing stock. Quarry? I grit my teeth this time. What the hell? What? Sorry, I'm very confused. What's a quarry? And if you're gonna be a laughing stock, enjoy it. You deserve to be laughed at because you're a joke of a human being. I got the TV series. Okay. I didn't know that was a TV series. What? Your quarry? What the heck is a quarry? Who knows? Leave, Lord Huntington. He continues to stand and seethe for a few moments longer before letting out an angered snarl and marching from the room. Oh, I just realized I was probably silent for a long time. And the only definition of quarry is a diamond-shaped pane of glass as used in lattice windows. An animal pursued by a hunter, or a thing or person that is chased or shot. Oh, I think he was describing me. He described me as a thing or a person that is chased. And that's what he sees me as. I think that's what is happening. As soon as the front door shuts, I crumple onto the seat. My hands shake from the force of the emotions welling inside of me. Jane? I glance up at the sound of my name, the voice so soft I barely hear it. In the doorway stands Arabella, worry evident on her face. She steps further into the room and takes a seat beside me, a company most welcome after what had just occurred. I just passed Lord Huntington leaving the house. He does not look pleased. What happened? You look dreadfully pale. I steady myself, taking a deep breath to calm my nerves. He proposed. He proposed? Truly? Well, why? I thought you had made it clear. I thought so too, but apparently not clear enough. I just had to give him a direct no. And what did you say? I refused him. Again. I can feel Arabella relax beside me at my answer. I am pleased to hear it. Why? Who in their right mind would it? She lets out a small chuckle and I glance at her with her brow arched. I was just thinking of how Lady Huntington will react upon hearing the news. I believe she is quite proud of herself for suggesting the match to her son. Will it not make it awkward for you now? I doubt they'll invite me to any more of their elite gatherings, and by association, probably not you either. I do not need their company when I have yours. Oh, I love you. In a friend way, because this is apparently a straight society. I take your hand and smile warmly in thanks. Make sure to marry for love, Jane, not for suitability of rank or title. But you marry for love, and that did not necessarily go as it should. Oh, why am I rubbing this in her face? Like her husband died. What? She's comforting me, and she said she won't be. And I'm like, oh, your husband died though. Rub. Okay. She glances at the ground before a pained smile forces itself onto her lips. I know many think I married my late husband out of a foolish young fancy, but I did love him. Love isn't always easy. Sometimes it's the hardest thing of all. But you have to ask yourself if it is worth fighting for. If the answer is yes, then keep moving for it. Even after what Rupert did. Oh wait, whoa. Did he cheat? Oh, no, no, no. No, ho, ho, ho. That's a no-no. I pre-read it, sorry. I know it does not make sense. It did not make sense to me why I took him back every time he left our bed for another. Yep. That doesn't make any sense. You don't take back someone who cheats on you, because if they cheat on you, they don't love you. I don't know why you want to be with someone who doesn't love you when you can find someone who does. Sorry. I don't have, like, personal feelings. But if someone ever did cheat on me, I'd be, so bad. But it was love. Just not the storybook kind. I could not always look past that fault of his, but he could look past many of mine. I like to call him better. And I'm kind of glad he died then. She falls quiet at this moment, and I feel a sting of concern and guilt at bringing up the subject. Yeah, why'd you do it? Do I have to say anything? Do. I don't know what to say to her, because... Do you miss him? I don't think she would. Because she has a Foxley now. He shouldn't have married him. Book kind of love would not have suited you. Change the subject. Shouldn't have married him. You shouldn't have married him. As you have told me many times, and it was likely advice I should have heeded. Yes, still, there were times with him where I've never been so happy, and those moments were worth the heartache. No, they shouldn't be. Hoping to lighten the tension that lingers in the room, I give a smile. But I remember you saying the colonel was not at all like Rupert. I believe that must... Oh wait, that's me. I believe that must be a good thing. To my utter surprise, the woman actually blushes. I suppose your walk must have gone very well then. Oh, they did some kissy. He was most attentive. I leaned forward a little, prompting her to continue. He asked me many questions about my life and seemed genuinely interested. And before we left the park, yes, he may have kissed me. Oh my. And did you return it? Most happily. It was strange though. I've kissed a few men. Some woman. No, I'm joking. She probably didn't. She clears her throat and I can't help but give a chuckle. But I never felt anything like that, which I did with Ernest. First names. Sorry, my nose is mixed up. She fiddles with the edge of her handkerchief, her cheeks flush pink and the smile seems stuck in place. I'm truly happy for you, Arabella. Her gaze flicks up to meet mine. Now, you just need to sort out your own officer. I'm no longer certain of anything when it comes to Blake. I don't believe he truly knows his own mind on the subject. Ernest told me that Blake has been training all day. He believes Huntington taunts last night affected him more than he's showing. Well, obviously. I think to my conversation with him outside of the house last night. He certainly seemed deeply affected by it. But Blake also asked Ernest to see how you were when he visited today. Oh. Blake, why do you do this to us? I just want to be with you. Truly, she gives a nod. He said the captain was most anxious to know how you were. Come, that's enough talk of men for today. Let's have tea and decide what we shall do for the rest of the week. I give a thankful nod. We both move from the room to spend the rest of the day in each other's company. Best friends. That evening, as I prepare for bed, I notice movement on the street through the window. It better be Blake. Walking closer to the window and peeking through the curtains, I recognize the figure pacing outside of the house. It is him. Thank you. If it was some kind of creep, that'd be weird. Captain Blake marches a few paces away, before turning sharply and walking the other, a hand on his chin in obvious thought. I watch for a few moments longer, and I'm about to head down to speak with him, when he twists around and heads to the door. I'm about to head to the foyer when I see Blake striding away from the house after knocking. A moment later, and I jump when there is a knock at my own door. I pull it open to reveal a tired-looking Johnson, a small cream envelope in his hands. Just for you, Miss Buttersworth. It is for you, Miss Buttersworth. Posted through the door just a minute ago. Thank you, Johnson. I, that was not his voice, but okay. The old butler gives as much of a bow before he can manage before leaving. Oh yeah, I just realized he must be sleeping. Sorry, man. Oh, my throat. As soon as the door is closed, I rip open the letter. Dear Miss Buttersworth, I apologize now, for I am no great wordsmith. I have little skill in speaking my own feelings, and even less so in writing them. I am saddened that I cannot do so in person, but I will not risk your reputation further by saying what I must in person, where it may be overheard. Since the moment I saw you, I have been able to think of little else. In so short a time, you have captivated me, and shown that there can be more to life than the one I had laid out for myself. In my duty as a soldier, I fight against many things, but I can no longer fight the feelings which you have stirred within me so deeply. Every glance you send my way captures a piece of my soul, and with each smile I become further yours. Last night, Lord Huntington reminded me of my station, and that I should not dare to even think of receiving the affection of one in your position. But your words have given me a hope which will not fade. A small contingent of men are leaving Bath in a few days, and I have been asked if I would like to be among them. My response will depend on your feelings. I shall wait tomorrow morning, by the bridge we once rode across. Sorry, I thought he was actually going to leave for a second. I shall wait tomorrow morning by the bridge we once rode across, as it is the most secluded area of the park. It's a good thing he's not a serial killer. If you meet me there, I shall do everything in my power to court you as is popular custom. If you are not there, then I shall concede your wishes and leave with the unit of men, and wish you all the best for the future. I am yours, if you will have me. Captain Blake. I can barely believe such a heartfelt letter could come from the same uncertain man from the night before. It's then that I realize I must make my choice. There is, it's basically no choice. He has given me the opportunity to see where our feelings might lead, or to cut ties now before anything has gone too far. I think I really went a little bit too far. Or maybe I haven't kissed. I'm not sure if kisses are, bad things, but who knows. I slump onto my bed, placing the letter in my lap, letting out a long sigh. Who in the right mind would not go into the meeting? Of course I'm going to meet him. I wonder how he could ever doubt that I would. Yeah. Okay. I smile to myself, hugging the letter to my chest, as excitement bubbles within me. To know that the feelings I am developing for the captain are reciprocated is one thing, but that he wishes to go on and see where they will lead makes me so happy I can barely contain it. With a joyful sigh, I place the letter on my bedside and clamber into bed, thoughts of the next morning swirling my mind. What if he's not there? No, he's probably there. It is early when I leave the house the next morning, even before Arabella is awake. There is no one about as I wander through the park, heading towards the bridge. As soon as I step into the familiar area, a warm face greets me. Miss Buttersworth Hute. Why do you sound so surprised, Captain? Did you not ask me to meet you here? Forgive me, I hoped you would meet me, but I admit I did not think you would. I have never been in this kind of situation before, and never thought I would be. I've devoted most of my life to the military, and planned for it to always be so. Planned for it to always be so, until I met you. He takes a sudden-wide step forward to close the gap between us, as seriousness is straightening his features. I know I've little right to ask, being so low in title against you, but your coming here today gives me the courage to do so. Would you allow me the honor of courting you properly, Miss Buttersworth? Oh yeah, I forgot you have to court. It's called courting. Don't be so formal, of course I will. Blah, 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 blah. Rank should never stop what we really want. I've been waiting for you to ask for a while now. These are all good answers. I don't know what to say. Please tell me, 'cause I don't know. Please, please, please. I like these last three, but I feel like I should comfort him a bit about rank, 'cause he, the number one reason why he didn't want to, or he hasn't been forward or anything is because of our ranks. So I'll be like, rank should never stop what we really want. No, I wish that was so, but that is how it is in our world. I still hope you will ignore rank in this instance. I will have to do so to continue to pursue you, but I will not break any rules of society in my endeavor to call you. There are rules. I will not give any the opportunity to ruin wherever this may lead between us. Then, as a first step, we shall at least be on first name terms from now on, do you not think? Oh yeah. He gives an eager nod, his brightening further. I agree. Oh, it changed his name too. The thing is, since guy is now like it's common word for a guy, you know, it's kind of like he's a stranger. it's weird. Sorry, it's because it just labels him as guy. Sorry. I will prove myself worthy of you, Jane. I never thought the sound of my own name would force such an excited response from me. But the husky tone to his voice as he speaks, it sends a shiver coursing across my skin. Shall we take a walk before heading back? He offers his arm and I take it, the small action suddenly having more meaning than before. We stroll through the park together, surrounded by the chorus of birds chirping in the nearby trees. Guy talks animatedly as we walk, and I cannot help but smile at his obvious enthusiasm about our situation. After a lovely morning together, he walks me home. Are you sure you will not come in for tea? As much as I would like to, I must return. Foxley will be waiting to hear a report. He gives a genuine laugh, and I think it's the first time I've heard it. Arabella would be sure to be hoping for the same, especially as I did not tell her where I was headed this morning. He takes my hand from his arm, but continues to hold it. I'll be prevented from seeing you much for a while, due to meeting with my superiors, but next week there is a large gathering at the assembly rooms. It is there I wish to make my intentions towards you known to those in town. I believe being in your close company for the entirety of the afternoon shall be enough announcement of my feelings. Hey. Fantastic. I laugh lightly, wrapping my fingers around his. Then I shall wait impatiently for that day. He smiles at me for a little while longer, before letting go of my hand and taking a step back. Until then, she gives a small bow. Until then, I bob a curtsy. He gazes at me once more before seeming to have to force himself to walk away. I watch him until he disappears around the corner, before heading inside myself, a grin fixed on my face. I barely make it to the drawing room before Arabella pounces upon me. I was a ball of worry when you were not present this morning, Jane. I apologize. I did not wish to wake you so early. Oh, I am sure that was the only reason. Wait, did I sound like it? Okay, who cares? She stares at me with a knowing look before we head to the seat and sit down together. So, I saw you and Captain Blake together outside. She trails her words, waiting for me to continue it. Did you? How observant of you. He sounds like... And this is mean. He wishes to court me. Oh, Bella, he wishes to court me. Her brows arch in a genuine surprise. That is so incredibly proper of him. We both give a laugh. He wishes to do everything according to custom. I suppose that is fair. He does not seem like the type of man to leave things to chance. I think he worries most about how people will view him pursuing me. Yes, I can imagine someone won't be too happy about it. You both know exactly who she's speaking of. Lord Huntington's pursuit of me was not out of genuine affection. That is true. My voice. I'm dying. And I've given a complete rejection to him, so he should have no reason to be upset. Oops, but I did not mean to do that. When it comes to the ego of men such as he, I do not believe reason has much to do with anything. She shakes her head and smiles brightly. But what does he matter, when the most important thing is that you are beaming like the sun on a summer's day? Shummers. Do I have a lisp now? Such happiness will be infectious. When will we be seeing each other next? The assembly rooms next week. That's when he plans to make his intentions known. Ah, yes, Ernest said they will be tied up with military matters for a while. And I believe you'll be most keen to see the colonel again, will you not? Well, of course I shall. He is most amiable. I smile with sudden fluster, and I can't help the warmth that spreads through me, and not only my immense happiness, but Arabella's also. Yay! Shall I leave it here? Yeah. For the next few days, I receive a letter daily from Guy. Though I miss seeing him, I am lifted by his heartfelt words, each sentence making me excited for the day at the assembly rooms. I am even more encouraged when the couple of times I see Lord Huntington in town, he does little more than tip his hat in greeting. On Thursday, as Arabella and I are sat taking tea in the drawing room, a knock at the door interrupts our chatter. We have not had visitors for days. Who would be calling now? Johnson shuffles into the room, stepping to one side as he announces their arrivals. Yep. I thought it was going to be the nastiness people again. Colonel Ernest Foxley and Captain Guy Blake. We both quickly stand from our places, and I can't help but run a hand down my chest to smooth out that chest. Don't just smooth it up. Arabella quickly brushes back a few untamed curls of hair that hang about her face. The officers enter, giving short bows, and we drop into curtsies in response. Once the formality is done, Arabella steps past the table to stand close up before Ernest. We did not expect you to see you until next week. As we did not expect to be able to get away from our duties until then, but we managed to slip away this afternoon. The two beam at each other, and I glance past the happy scene to meet eyes with Guy. We had hoped you might enjoy a walk about town. Oh, we would simply love to, would you not, Jane? I give an enthusiastic nod, my gaze not having left the captain's. It would indeed be most enjoyable. With our afternoon activity decided, we grab our outerwear and head towards town. I swear if we meet up with the Huntingtons, it's gonna be hell. It's surprisingly quiet, though buses of people still crowd into the shops that line the sides of the pathway. The warmth of the sun beats down warmer than usual, but a slight breeze offers some respite from who knows. As we walk, Arabella and the colonel chat endlessly, and I have a hard time keeping up as they talk so quickly. It's as though they have their own secret language. I smile up at Guy next to me, my hand curled into his arm and his fingers resting on mine. The small touch is surprisingly intimate, and a pleasant shiver runs through my body because of it. I'm sorry for my lack of conversation, Jane. It's hard to not simply enjoy this moment. I hold his arm a little tighter, my body further against him. I know exactly how you feel. I can see him swallow nervously, while I smile at his face. He's such a strange mix of pride and uncertainty that I still have trouble finding his true nature. Well, it could also be that expressing once more what is amusing with us a few other videos. Foxley, oh, come on now, Guy, you should be proud. I believe he's beginning a promotion. Yay! Is this true? A blush heats his cheeks as he glances away on Shirley. I can think of no other reason why they should wish to meet with me. Well, if they demote you, someone's gonna fight. Oh. Ernest slaps him on the back. I thought I said cheek, and I was like, what the heck? Sending Guy stumbling forwards a little. You have certainly earned it. I can see no reason why they should not give it to you. My wholehearted congratulations, Captain. He offers her a note of appreciation, while she and Ernest turn to stroll on a few steps ahead once again. I'm so pleased for you, Guy. He can't help the smile that seems to force itself on his lips. Thank you. I've done my best to deserve it, though they have not outright stated it is a promotion. I mean, who does know, but hopefully it is. Oh dear. They'd be fools. They'd be fools not to promote you. I don't think anyone should be better suited. Well, I thank you. I cannot help but chuckle at the blush that rents his cheek. I love making him blush. Hearing you say such a thing makes me truly hope I achieve it. His gaze flickers back to meet mine, and I find it is me who's blushing this time. But in being so lost to each other, we almost collide with someone before us. I do apologize, sir. Guys, apology cuts short as the man turns to face us. And you are not gonna know who that is, 'cause that was actually when my timer stopped for me to stop. You're gonna find out in the next video. Till next, bye.